Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Chapter 3 review. We are now on the back side of the notes. So let's go ahead and get this done. Now it says the table below represents the price of different size orange juices. Which brand offers the better price per ounce? So, Tropicana. So let's go ahead and do the Tropicana first. We're doing 276 divided by 12. So using your multiplication charts, first off, I'm going to bring up that decimal. Does 12 go into 2? No. But how many times does 12 go into 27 without going over? Well, it goes twice. Because 2 times 12 is 24, and subtract. And you get 36. And how many times does 12 go into 36? 3 times. And we get 36. So the price for the Tropicana is 23 cents. Okay? The next is Minute Maid. Okay? So, and we have 384 divided by 16. So, does 16 go into 3? No. Does 16 go into 38 without going over? Yeah, twice. 2 times 16 is 32. 8 minus 2 is 6. And then we bring down the 4. So, let me just zoom in on this, guys, so just in case you can't see it. So how many times does 16 go into 64? Well, that's 4 times. And there we go. So this one is 24 cents. So I already know that that's not cheaper because I want the cheaper one, right? So the next one we're going to do is Florida's Best. Since it's from Florida, I'll write it in orange. So we got 378 divided by 18. So how many times does 18 go into 3? It doesn't, but 18 goes into 37 2 times, which is 36, and subtract. How many times does 18 go into 18? Just once. And then we get 21 cents. So the cheaper of the two brands is Florida's Best at 21 cents per ounce. Okay. Number 14. Translate each phrase into an algebraic equation and solve. All right, so first part, the quotient. Okay, remember quotient tells us to divide a number, and -3 is 2. Oops, there we go. So the quotient tells us to divide a number, and -3 is 2. So that's what our equation is. X divided by -3 is 2. So now to solve it, to get the x by itself, I need to multiply both sides by -3, and we get x equals -6. Okay. 10 less than 3 times the number is 17. Now, less than tells us to subtract, but it also tells us that we have to switch the order. Okay, so the 3 times the number, 3x, comes out front, and the 10 goes to the back, and that is 17. So 3x minus 10 equals 17. And to solve, we add 10 to both sides. We get 3x equals 27. Divide both sides by 3. And then 27 divided by 3, you get x equals 9. Okay. Now it says to solve and graph and write the answer in interval notation. All right. So first thing we want to do is subtract 9 to both sides. And we get negative 10 is greater than negative 2/3 w. To get the w by itself, we have to multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal is a negative 3/2. So negative times negative is positive. 3 times 10 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 5. I just divided by negative, guys. That means we have to flip the sign. Okay? And the last thing that we have to do is we need to rewrite that. Okay? So W 15, it's pointing at the 15. I'm going to make sure that inequality is pointing at the 15. So our answer is W is greater than 15. Okay? And now you guys can number this however you want to, but 15, 16, 17. I'm just going to mark a couple so you guys get the idea. Now, at 15, I'm open, and then I shade everything to the right, okay? Make sure we clearly can tell that you're shading to the right. Now to put that in interval notation, we're open at 15, and then the graph goes to positive infinity, and it's open there too. Okay, number 16. Okay, let's draw the lines down the middle and start solving for C. So we have to add 5 to everything. And we get negative 3 is less than or equal to 3c, which is less than 6. To get the c all by itself, we have to divide by 3. And we're just dividing, so you don't have to flip. You get negative 1 is less than or equal to c, which is less than 2. Okay, so that's our answer, negative 1 less than or equal to c, which is less than 2. And now as we graph that, so there's 0, 1, 2, 3, get the idea, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so forth. I'm closed at negative 1, and I'm open at 2. And when we have a graph like this, we always shade in between. Okay? So putting that in interval notation, we are closed at negative 1, and then it stops at 2, and it's open at 2. All right, last one. So when we're solving compound inequalities with OR, we're going to treat each one of these individually. Okay? So we have to subtract by 7 in the first one, and we get negative 6x is greater than or equal to 12. Divide by negative 6. I divided by a negative, so I'm going to flip the sign. So x is less than or equal to negative 2. Subtract by 14, and we get x is less than negative 3. Now, the only thing, is this our answer? No, because we need to put them in order from the least to the greatest, okay? So since negative 3 is less, that one comes first, or x is greater than x is, I'm sorry guys, I'm skipping that, or x is less than or equal to -2. Okay, so there's 0, 1, 2, I want -1, -2. So our answer, x is less than -3, or x is less than or equal to -2. So at -2, we're open and close, but then at -3, which was my next one, I'm open. Well, both of these are shading to the left. So when we shade everything to the left, it fills in that -3. So then my interval notation is -infinity, and then it stops at -2 where it's closed. And that's it. Well, guys, that's everything for chapter 3. You guys ready for the test? I hope so. If not, you better come in and see me and Miss Carranza. We'd love to help you out. That's our job. Otherwise, that's it for Algebra 2, Chapter 3 review video number 2. Thanks for watching.